hotel, no doubt about it.
Bob and Nada review the findings from Hitler's potential southern escape route in Tyrol, where a declassified U.S. Army report claims the SS were burying money and escape plans for fleeing Nazis on the property of an Alpine hotel.
The team searched the area with a LiDAR, and they found a couple of disturbances in the soil. And one of the things they uncovered was the shovel that was broken.
This is 70 years later. This site probably very quickly got looted. We should have been looking in 1945.
In my experience, whenever I hit a dead end like this, I'd always go back and look at the network we've already established. We know the network was active in this place, so in the absence of any physical evidence, let's see if we can pick up the trail on anyone who would have used this route or picked up one of these stashes.
Case, cache, networks, there we go.
This is from CIA, Eichmann's flight. So here's Eichmann showing up again on the southern road. Fully inconspicuous, I took my suitcase from this excellent priest from Vipiteno, beyond the Italian border over the Brenner Pass. So we have dead drops in this area. Eichmann is picking up one of them.
Look, what's incredible about this is a priest, according to Eichmann, providing assistance to a mass murderer after World War II.
So here's Vipiteno. It's on the border between Austria and Italy, and it's only 45 miles to the Hotel Paradiso. We need to figure out what this priest was doing. What part does this priest play in the southern escape route?
Yeah, is it one guy, is it one priest, or is it a lot of people? We got to get the team to find out.
We've confirmed that Eichmann was here. That's not even in question. So now we just need to get the details.
Along Hitler's potential southern escape route, Mike, James, and their translator Katya land in Vipiteno, a town in the Tyrol border region.
James. Nice to meet you.
The team makes contact with historian Dr. Dietrich Thaler at the Lady of the Moss Church, which, according to declassified documents, was connected to a priest assisting in the escape of high-ranking Nazis, including Adolf Eichmann, after the war.
We've learned that the priest here, just after the war, was helping a number of Nazis that were on the run. We were wondering whether you can help us in any way.
Trotzdem sind natürlich in der Bevölkerung einer kleinen Stadt verschiedene Geschichten erhalten geblieben.
He says very little official research exists on the subject, but there are still a lot of stories within the community.
Well, that's magnificent, isn't it?
Do you actually know who the priest was at that time?
In dieser Zeit war Dekan Corradini.
The priest at the time was called Corradini. Corradini was here for 20 years, and he would give aid to Nazis fleeing through the area. Thousands were coming through here.
So what we've got here is Father Corradini housing them, giving them help. What else does he do?
There's documentation that they were rebaptized.
Baptized? Why?
Darüber ist für mich bis heute unerschlossen.
He doesn't know.
This is bizarre to me, James. A baptism. I am completely revolted by this information. Being baptized as a Catholic means you are cleansed of all sins you have previously committed. I don't buy that high-ranking Nazis known to have committed mass murder really repented of their sins. You see this baptismal record. This is pretty standard. Would there have been a baptismal record of that time?
There are registries dating back over centuries. He's going to check and see if it's possible that we take a look at them.
Dr. Thaler secures access to the church's sealed records archive, a collection of documents dating back hundreds of years.
So this is from 1943 onwards.
A lot to go through here.
There's so many German names here.
Oh my God.
The there's no record that Eichmann was baptized here. But look at that.
What's that?
Priebke, Eric. He's a known Nazi war criminal. And he escaped to Argentina. And he lived there a free man for more than 50 years in Bariloche.
This links the rat line going through this church to Bariloche. That's a hard data point. That's major.
Erich Priebke was an SS commander who was responsible for the deaths of hundreds of Italian civilians in an action called the Ardeatine Massacre. After the war, he successfully went underground and escaped Europe, surfacing in 1949 in Bariloche, Argentina, the same town where the team had previously uncovered a safe house linked to Adolf Hitler.
The legends tell us about the whole thing with the Hitler's house. You know, it's a kind of a creepy place.
And this is also really interesting. He gets another identity. He wasn't called Erich Priebke anymore. He went as Otto Pape.
Erich Priebke had been cleansed. He came here as a fleeing Nazi war criminal with the blood of hundreds on his hands, got complete absolution for that, and left here a new man with a fresh start and a new name.
What's amazing is you've got two really well-known war criminals here. One, Adolf Eichmann, we know he was here. Then we've got Erich Priebke too, another really infamous war criminal. And he's not just being held by Corradini, he's being baptized. And we know that both men ended up in South America with completely different names.
If Austria is where the Nazis shed their skin, then South Tyrol is where they were born again and assumed a new identity. Thus far, we've been able to establish that Nazis shed their identities in Austria.
Everyone threw everything away because then no one was a Nazi.
Eine neue Welt.
These Nazis then moved to the Tyrol region, retrieved caches of loot, were able to be baptized, assume new identities, and then move on. This unassuming Catholic Church is possibly the most important point on the rat line. Any high-level Nazis who entered this church could have left this church with a new identity and a new life ahead of them.
I think this is big. You've got Erich Priebke comes to this church, is rebaptized. It looks like it's organized to me.
Bob Baer and Neda Bakos review the findings from Hitler's potential southern escape route through Tyrol, where a declassified CIA document reports that a local priest was aiding in the escape of fleeing Nazis.
The fact that there was a priest willing to help a Nazi gain a new identity really expands their ability to be able to move out of Germany, out of Austria, and down into Italy for passage out of Europe.
I think that's huge. Priebke is given new documentation here, and he was known to have been involved in massacres.
What this is doing is just giving them a new name so they could start a new life, and they no longer have to answer for the crimes that they committed.
In 1945, people didn't have the internet. They didn't have facial recognition. These Nazi war criminals changed their names and just disappeared, and people didn't know who they were. You simply assume a different nationality, get new paperwork for it, and then you completely wash yourself clean. We've got records of these guys being baptized. We've got Eichmann saying that a priest helped him. What I'm seeing is a pattern of activity of protecting high-ranking Nazis. And I've seen this before.
Previously in the investigation, the team uncovered evidence that Catholic priests were aiding in the escape of Nazis at two separate monasteries in Spain, one in Galicia.
Germans come here in the monastery and they used to do false documents to give them a new identity.
And another outside of Barcelona.
Visitó Montserrat Himmler.
¿Otra vez?
Himmler.
A Nazi war criminal would want somewhere discreet. Frankly, he couldn't ask for a better place.
What I don't know is if it was part of a bigger organization. I mean, how extensive was this?
The Catholic Church is one of the biggest human networks in the world. If the Nazis could tap into that network, that would provide them with supply lines to be able to funnel people and goods and safe havens all over the world. Is it the entire church? Is it an organization within the church? Is it an individual priest?
Yeah, we need to find that out.
Bob and Nada make contact with Professor Jonathan Steinberg,
Hi.
Hello.
the former chair of the history department at the University of Pennsylvania, and one of the world's foremost experts on the history of the Catholic Church during and after World War II.
I spent a long time doing research on the relationship between Italian Catholicism and politics in Italy. I hope I can help.
We have found records of a priest in the South Tyrol baptizing Nazis. Is it your opinion he was acting on his own or he was acting with somebody else?
It's inconceivable that a Catholic priest in that situation would be working so.
So he just wasn't a Nazi sympathizer. He's this is approved, and somebody blesses this.
Absolutely. Yeah. Must have. You must have somebody in the hierarchy who covers it. It's that kind of organization.
Was the Catholic Church involved in getting Nazis out of Germany to Argentina?
Yes, it was. Some branch of the church, but most of it is absolutely unofficial.
What incentive would these priests and cardinals have to help some of these Nazi officers escape?
Because the Nazis were against communism. That's why the Nazis were supported. Communism, it's evil. If you have to choose two evils, Nazis don't destroy churches.
If Hitler were to show up, what are the chances of the faction of the church that helped the Nazis picking him up and sending him to Argentina?
Absolutely. They would certainly have done that. You have to remember, when the war ends, there is only one institution in the entire European continent which is intact. And that's the church.
The Catholic Church operates as a government. It's sovereign, it's off limits to the American government. Had it wanted to, the Catholic Church could have smuggled Hitler out. He just completely ruled out the possibility that the priest helping with Priebke was acting on his own. It wasn't a Nazi sympathizer saying, I'll do a favor for these guys. It was part of the church.
It's a network that anybody could fall back on at this point.
Now that we have brought the Catholic Church in, and this convinces me that if you could find the right set of people in the church, you could move Adolf Hitler. It's clear to me that the people in the church were helping, but how were they doing it? Let's see what we can find in the database. Here we go. U.S. Army summary of Nazi activity in Rome. Many prominent war criminals are living in Rome illegally under false names. All this activity seems to stem from the Vatican through the monastery of San Girolamo. This is huge. We've got the Army recognizing this in a classified document that it's the Vatican that is processing these Nazis.
Serving as the center